Hey, what's up, everybody? So, I'm having a very relaxing night. I threw in my complete set of the Dungeons and Dragons 80s cartoon series, and I grew up with 80s cartoon, and I love the 80s so much. Dungeons and Dragons, I feel like, was one of the most underrated 80s cartoon series. I mean, you had uh, Masters Universe, which was one of my favorite, all-time favorite 80s cartoons. Thundercats, Transformers, GoBots, Challenge of the Super Friends, which that was more 70s, but rerun, in the 80s. Thundar the Barbarian. The list goes on and on. The 80s was great. Kids don't know what they missed. What, us 80 kids went through in the 80s, getting up at 6 in the morning and watching cartoons until noon. So this went 3 seasons before it got canceled, and the 28th episode never got made, which was the finale, which would have put the kids going back home, but having a choice of going back home or staying in the Dungeons and Dragons world to fight off evil. So I would have been really interested to see what that episode would have been like. Would the kids would have stayed in the Dungeons and Dragons world, or would they would have went home? I think they would have went home, because they've been trying throughout, all these 27 episodes to try to get home. I'm on the Dragon's Graveyard. That's the next one I am about to watch, which is the episode 20 of the third season, which that episode almost didn't get aired because the kids contemplated about killing Venger, voiced by the legend Optimus Prime himself, Peter Cullen. And when I heard they were doing a reboot, new movie of Dungeons and Dragons, I was just like, please let it be based off the 80s cartoon. I mean, I would have loved to see Eric the Ranger, Presto the Magician, Bobby the Barbarian, all in live action. A live action Venger. Oh my God, that would have been amazing. And there's all these rumors that I think the kids have a cameo in this. And whoever's watching this video, if you have Twitter, you make videos on TikTok, just start blowing up hashtagging Dungeons and Dragons and saying we want a TV series of the 80s cartoon series or a spin-off movie with the kids. That would be so amazing. And apparently there's a fan-made animated episode, which they did Requiem, and they did a radio drama with the script that you can find online to give it a kind of a definite ending. So I'm gonna have to go on YouTube to find that Requiem episode, that fan-made animated episode. I have to say also that there's two characters that passed on. Adam Rich, who voiced Presto the Magician, which I just found this out like tonight, that he just died back in January 7th, which he was 54 years old, and the cause of death is unknown. And also, Sidney Miller, there we go. Sidney Miller, who voiced Dungeon Master, died in 2004 at the age of 87. So it's really sad that we lost Presto and Dungeon Master. So this is a fantastic series. Like I said, the Dragon's Graveyard, or excuse me, not the Dragon's Graveyard, but well, probably because of that episode, I should say, the coalition, the National Coalition of TV Violence, had CBS have a disclaimer before each episode saying that, this is more of a darker animated series and that it was the cause of many deaths, people who play Dungeons and Dragons. So, but anyway, yeah, like I said, I'm very excited to go see the Dungeons and Dragons premiere Sunday. I get to see it 11 days early before anybody else. So it's going to be awesome. It looks really good. It looks fantastic. It looks funny. Chris Pine looks great. I never played Dungeons and Dragons, but I am a big fan of the 80s cartoon series. So anyway, I'm going to watch this, and have a great night, everybody. Take care.